The Rock and Review is on the road. We're at the Cowan at Top Golf in Nashville, catching up with the Boxmasters, who have a brand new album that came out this past June. We've got J.D. Andrew, Billy Bob Thornton, and we've got Teddy Andreadis. I got it, Teddy.
You got it. It's great. I'll go with that one.
So it's so great having you guys in.
Now on, you can just say Teddy.
Yeah, exactly. After that. Well, it's great catching up with you guys, and I love the past albums that you've put out over the years. You've been together, since 2007, right?
Yeah, it's been almost 13 years now. So it's been a long time, but we're really just getting going, Yeah. This is our 8th record that we put out, and we're not stopping anytime soon. We just finished a record before the tour,
right?
And we'll, as soon as we get home, we'll get in the studio and start working on some more stuff.
Well, and I got to tell you guys too, listening to Speck, it's really such a great album. I had so many favorite cuts on here going through it. Shut the Devil Up, Let the Bleeding Pray. You've got Speck, which I really love the depth of the lyrics in that, talking about the dust, and it's really deep stuff. And then Somebody to Say. It's like all these tracks really give a nod to your guys' influences from the Beatles, the British sound, and all that. And I have to ask, how did tea towels on drum sets become involved in the sound?
Well, Geoff Emerick, who was the Beatles engineer from Revolver all the way to the end of their career, produced the record. And we don't really produce our own records, but Geoff had known us for quite a number of years. Yeah. And he always said he wanted to produce a record on us, and it finally worked out that we were all in the same spot at once and could do it. And he used to put tea towels on Ringo's drums. If you notice, the drums on Beatles records used to be wide open on their early records. Mm-hmm. Like if you're listening to I Saw Her Standing There, I Want to Hold Your Hand, She Loves You, they were just cans like everybody else's drums. A lot of cymbals and, just trashy drums, and which we love. But if you notice, starting about the time Geoff got in there, the drums started to be very muted.
Yep.
If you think of Come Together, songs like that, and
by that point, the Beatles were always like, they didn't want to hear things that they'd heard before. They wanted everything to sound different. Right. They didn't want a piano to sound like a piano. They didn't want drums to sound like drums. So Geoff's thing was he had to come up with different ways to record stuff so that it didn't sound the way they were used to hearing it.
So that's why you guys incorporated like cardboard boxes and stuff like that for different sounds. Yeah, and I got to tell you too, the mix is incredible. What threw me a little bit, and I told you this on the phone, JD, was when I started hearing horns in here, and also with a ukulele included.
Well, Billy wrote Days Gone on the ukulele, so
really?
that was, well, it had to be that way.
Yeah.
That was how the song was conceived.
It's such a great song. It reminded me of some of the stuff like you remember with George Harrison, when he was keeping ukuleles around, and also when they did his send-off.
And it's also got the feel of a McCartney song in a way.
Right.
And on his solo records, like Ram and things like that, and we're influenced by not only the Beatles, but their solo records too. So, we had some different instruments on there, and then everybody agreed that on that song Square, that horns might be a good thing.
Right.
And we actually got a friend of Ted's in, a girl named Ann King, who Teddy knew, who plays horn, and she did all the parts. So
really?
It's just one girl doing all that. Yeah.
How amazing.
She did an amazing job.
Yeah, and I think in one song, I can't remember which song it was, but you guys used a tuba or a baritone to replace the bass.
That's on Shut the Devil Up.
Yeah.
There's a tuba.
And I thought, what an interesting tonality in that, because you could really hear it in the mix.
Right. That was it. It was guitar and tuba and a voice, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, that's all there is.
But I think that on this album, particularly with Speck, it lets the voice and the lyrics really shine through more, don't you guys?
Well, that's part of what Geoff does. He really breaks a song down to what are the things that enhance the song, enhance the voice. And if there's something in the way, like a cymbal or a rhythm guitar or just an organ or anything that's just in the way that distracted him, he said, I don't need that.
Wow.
And so he just really focused in on what the songs were, what was necessary, what wasn't, and just really let them shine through. So that was different because we love cymbals. We love trashy, cymbals and hi-hats and
who doesn't?
Lots of, jangly rhythm guitars all over the place.
Right.
But Geoff really just stripped it down to what was necessary, and
Yeah, Geoff,
we're really thankful for
he
that.
would have been one of those guys back in the old days if he had like 13 kids. They said, "We got to sacrifice 6 of them." Sorry, he just figured, take those 6 there.
Those sound better, yeah. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Well, and I wanted to bring up too that with Speck, since you've got him involved, that the album is done in memory of him. As when you open up the album cover, and obviously right inside, you can see "In Memory of Geoff."
Yeah. We believe it's his last record.
Yeah,
The last record he
last
did.
record produced. Yeah,
last one he
Yeah,
produced.
what an amazing producer.
So,
Yeah, that's
stories
something-
were amazing.
We initially thought we were going to be able to put the record out last summer when we were doing that tour, and it just didn't work out. And we'd hoped we'd have Geoff kind of come along with us some and be able to do some of the interviews and press and things like that for the record.
Oh, that would have been amazing.
And so sadly he passed away, and so now we get to go talk about him and how much he influenced us and how much we learned from him and how much we honestly miss him. We were very happy to know him, and we're very sad to not have him around anymore. So.
Well, it's incredible that you got to do this album with him, and like we said too, like on Days Gone, and so many of these songs are just so incredible to listen to, and I think you can find something, at least a song, if anybody listens to this album all the way through and go, oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
And you can hear your influences in there too, and obviously his ear. Now you also said, JD, you guys have 1 or 2 albums backed up so that the Boxmasters will be continuing to tour and releasing, right?
Yeah, well, most of the time, about every tour, we like to have a record that's something new for the fans because we have a really good core cult following, and they come to expect a lot of music from us. And
Right.
for the most part, we haven't had a strong label backing until this Speck record with 30 Tigers, but they expect to have records at the shows that they haven't heard, and so we always are recording, so we've always got something kind of tucked away for whenever the next thing comes up to where we can have
speaking of
something on
tucked
the road.
away, I got to bring up, I was on Instagram, and I did see that you guys are kind of using some cool work shirts now. Those are the official band uniforms. I know Teddy really misses the full suits, but that you and Billy Bob prefer the work shirts. Is that right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the suits are a lot of trouble, but
Not like getting into a suit in the middle of Phoenix
the
somewhere.
dry cleaning bill alone on the road was, about
Much
to
easier
keep
with the
us
work
out of
shirt,
it.
right? And also with your name on it, you can't get too confused.
exactly. I mean, essentially, we just wanted to look like mechanics.
Yeah.
And
And the
that-
girls can really, no, I want Teddy. I don't want
That's
you. I want
right.
Teddy.
Yeah.
Well, everybody loves a Gemini, right?
We have our astrological sign on one patch and our name on the other patch, and then the logo of the band on the back of them, and they're just Dickies work shirts.
Yeah.
I
and
saw them, but they look incredible.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
when you
pretty
guys were
cool.
talking
We-
about them on Instagram, I'm like,
We love 'em.
Yeah, I think I might have to get one. It's pretty cool.
Oh yeah,
That's
they're
cool.
dandy.
And I also wanted to bring up too, we were talking about your upcoming Vegas show and other shows you guys have coming this year, JD, but you guys have a VIP set up too, to where if your fans go on the website, they can, if they want to do like a VIP meet and greet with everybody,
Yeah.
especially Teddy, they can actually sign up and get that.
Yeah, it's on our website. The tour dates, the merch is available on the website, which is www.theboxmasters.com. And the VIP packages, which includes a T-shirt and a couple other things, as well as a little meetup after the show.
Yeah.
And that's it's.
And they
just
get all
something
the other
nice.
records that we put out
We-
from the website
Yeah,
too.
and
Oh, yeah.
we take all of our merch money that we make and pool it into making more records. So it's
Which is
that's kind of
incredible.
our always.
Yeah.
That's the way we always have. Since we want to be in the studio so much,
Yeah.
the way that we can actually keep doing it. Otherwise,
Well, and I have to bring
we're
up,
out
I
of
don't want to
money.
embarrass you guys too much, but with 2009, you guys did really blow it out on the Americana charts and got mentioned as well, I think number 14 of the 100 best albums of that year.
Right.
Something
Not
like that.
bad.
We spent a couple weeks at number one. That record was called Modbilly, which
Yeah.
was our second full length.
Yeah, it was a great album.
And so we haven't really been on the charts since then because we haven't had anybody working it. And so this is kind of the first time that we've got somebody helping us get our songs to radio. And, they're out there. They're chugging along.
And some
So,
great videos too, especially in the suits.
Yeah, those were some old ones. But
They're
Might have
never,
to have new videos.
we definitely need to. We're going to work
Yeah.
on that.
But whether you want to take them as singles, I suggest that you get the entire album Speck.
And it's on vinyl, and it's
Yes.
it sounds way better on
Everything
Yeah.
sounds better on vinyl. But I think you're going to really enjoy it. You're going to hear more of this on the radio. And if you're a fan of the Boxmasters, be sure and request to hear them, whether you find them on Pandora, Spotify, however you consume music. An incredible album. I got to tell you guys, I love all the songs on here, and I know the shows have been getting rave reviews and sold out. So if you want tickets to the shows, be sure and get online quick and get the VIP tickets, right, Teddy?
Absolutely VIP.
That is the Boxmasters' new album Speck. Be sure and catch them live. Thanks for watching the Rockin' Review.